Journal Record Associate Publisher Ted Struley joins us now to discuss other stories making news in business. Continental Resources CEO Harold Hamm says he made his goal of tripling production in 5 years. Part of how he did it was selling crude to China. What does this mean for the future of his company and others?
Well, this is a really significant story for several reasons. One is that 5 years ago, he said the company would triple production by this year. He did that. And what makes that so significant is that during that time, oil prices were really pretty low. When he made that claim, you could have expected oil to be at $80 or $90 a barrel. It's been much lower than that. Much of that is thanks to new technology that is allowing drillers to drill fewer wells faster and cheaper and extract more oil from them. So it's making that more practical. Certainly when you have a country like China buying 1 billion barrels of oil at a time, that's also a pretty significant incentive to get that oil out of the ground.
State Treasurer Ken Miller had some good news this week regarding tax receipts.
Yeah, sales tax receipts are way up for the state. That's certainly good news for the state's budget because every little bit helps, but it's really good news for cities who rely on sales tax revenue for virtually all of their individual budgets. So it's also a sign that the economy is doing well. People are out spending money even before we get into the holiday season, so that's very good news.
Wholesale water prices in central Oklahoma are expected to escalate. What is the story?
Well, there are a lot of municipalities, Liz, that buy water from the city of Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City hasn't raised their rates in about 5 years and needed to do that to keep up with costs. So they'll be upping the rates depending where the water is going in the vicinity of about 4%. Now, whether those cities decide to pass on that rate hike to their own customers or just absorb it into their budgets will be up to them.
Oklahoma City may be in line for testing of an autonomous vehicle. Tell us about that.
Yeah, well, it turns out that there's a federal grant available, and Oklahoma City's in line for it, that would help pay for the new streetcar downtown as part of an autonomous vehicle test. It would really put Oklahoma City's streetcar system at the cutting edge of some new technology.
A new hospital wing in Chickasha is due to open next year.
It is. This was a $17 million project, so a pretty big deal in Chickasha. The new wing will have both surgery and imaging services, and they're expecting it to be open sometime in mid-February.
Ted Struley with the Journal Record. Thanks, as always, for being here.
My pleasure, Liz.